What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday, and the more important thing, today is the release of Breakthrough on PTCGO. And not only that, they changed a lot, and I mean a lot, on the online game, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and I talk about it. And I ask some questions about it and see if you like it or not. That's the big question of this video is, do you like the new update or not? And you'll see my answer throughout the video. But in this video today, we are reviewing the Primal Groudon Wobbuffet deck. Now, this deck actually performed well at Regionals a couple weeks ago. Well, first off, let me tell you something. We're not going to go through to breakthrough cards until Monday because currently I really don't have any breakthrough cards. So if you have any breakthrough codes you don't need or you don't play in PTCGO, you can, if you want to get rid of them or if you have something you want to trade for them, let me know on Facebook. Down below will be a link to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TeamFishKnuckles, and we'll gladly try to figure something out. I'm trying to get a bunch of packs so that way I can start covering the new set, of course. You know, I'm excited about the Gengar. Excited about the new trainers. I'm super excited about Zoroark, so make sure we try out the new Zoroark and everything. But we are way off topic. But the main thing is we're not going to go over the breakthrough cards until Monday, and the new set for the new update for breakthrough is another cool thing on here. Well, maybe it's cool, maybe it's not cool. It depends if you like it or not. But this deck that we're using today actually performed well at San Jose Regionals, and there's actually two people who made cut with it. One was Joseph Sanchez, and the other one was Dallin Fell. They both got top 8 at San Jose Regionals with this list. Now, the only thing that's different is they played a Regirock instead of the 4th Wobbuffet, but I don't own a Regirock online, and it's almost impossible to get one. If you for some reason have one and you could trade it, let me know, and I will work out something greatly in your favor because I need one of those Regirocks so bad. Those Regirocks have the same alpha, or the Omega barrier, where you can't play training cards on it. It's definitely to help out against like Sigilyph and Suicunes if needed, and basically like Regice and Hippowdons. Even though it doesn't help that much, it could swing a match if needed, and it could help out against Seismitoad because Seismitoad has to smack it, I think, like 4 or 5 turns before it even knock out. I think it's like 4 turns, and by then you could 2-shot a Seismitoad, or by then you could power up a Primal Groudon whenever you decide to. It's up to you with that Regirock. But Wobbuffet, of course, is for Bind Barricade as long as Pokemon is your active Pokemon. Each player's Pokemon in play in their hand and in discard piles has no abilities except for Psychic Pokemon. And of course, right now the biggest Pokemon in the game that has a ability is Shaman. They can't use Setup, which is great for you because you don't play Shaman. And all those other decks, like you can play against a Bronzong deck, an Aromatisse deck, an Eels deck, all those decks, Bind Barricade shuts those off, and basically, you know, during the early game, you can kind of win your matchup that way. Now, let's go over their main attacker, which is going to be Primal Groudon. And like I said before, it has the Omega barrier. I think it's Omega barrier. I could be wrong, but I'm 99.9999% sure that it's Omega barrier. It can't be affected by trainer cards, excluding tools and stadium cards. So you can, if you don't have a tool on it, they can put a head ring on it, but that's about it. And if stadium cards somehow activated Primal Groudon, I guess the new Parallel City, I think that's what it's called, I can't remember off the top of my head, it could affect Primal Groudon if you decide to discard it for some reason. But the attack is Gyro Volcano, which is 100 damage, which is not that great of a just damage output for 4 energies. But if there's any stadium card to play, this attack does 100 more damage, and you discard that stadium card, which now is 200, which knocks out all EXs in the game besides Megas. Oh, and Wailord. You don't knock out a Wailord, of course, just in case somebody does say you can't knock out a Wailord, but we know you can't knock out a Wailord because that's 250. Now you do have Groudon EX. It's not that great of an attacker, but it's still usable. Rip Claw 30, flip a coin if it has discard energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, and Massive Rend for 130. You know, if you can't get Primal Groudon, if you prized all your Primal Groudons, you could go for double Rip Claw and then a Massive Rend to knock out a Pokemon to take your 2 prize cards, because that is 190 HP. And of course, we play one Bunnelby to, you know, Rototiller, get cards back into your deck, or maybe Burrow, like you could Burrow the last 2 cards of your opponent's deck. But with Rototiller, you can get back some crucial stuff, like maybe some stadium cards like Tropical Beach or Silent Lab. You can also get back Mega Turbo since there's only two. You can get back Strong Energies. There's a lot of options you can get back with the Bumblebee, and I really do like it a lot in this deck. And that's all the Pokemon in here. Like I said, Dallin and Joseph both played it Regirock instead of the fourth Wobbuffet, but I don't own any Regirock's own line. Next up is going to be trainers and supporter cards. They opted to play a computer search, discard 2 cards from your hand, search deck for card, and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. And at first I was like, what? There's not a scramble switch? That's blah. But it makes a lot of sense, actually. There's no Ultra Ball in this deck, so there's no way you can really discard fighting cards. Fighting energy, so you have to computer search. You can discard fighting energies that way. You can computer search, get whatever card you want, and I really do like it a lot after playing some games with it online. One escape rope. Each player switches his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her bench Pokemon. 2 Mega Turbos. You attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon, and of course you can do this when a Groudon gets knocked out. You can double Mega Turbo, attach. And then wait a turn and attach again. Or you should already have an energy on your bench one ready to go, but the Mega Turbo can help you power up a Primal Groudon when one goes down. 1 letter, search deck for 2 basic energies, put in your hand. 3 Robo-Subs, and I actually do like the Robo-Subs a lot, because what you're going to do is early game, you're going to have Wobbuffet just chilling there in the active spot. You're going to build up a Primal Groudon, and then your Wobbuffet's going to get knocked out. You're going to send up Primal Groudon, take a knockout or 2, and you're going to put multiple Robo-Subs down, and while that's happening, you put down a single Groudon, and when they knock out your Primal, you can promote a Robo-Sub, Primal Evolve, and then they knock out your Robo-Sub, send up another Robo-Sub, start attaching energies to your bench Primal Groudon, and then you can win the game with the second one. And that's the whole theory behind it with the 3 Robo-Subs, and it's a really cool idea. And they're not taking price cards off of more Wobbuffets. They're just taking off. They're just trying to take off the Robo-Subs, but it doesn't work. 2 switch, because that way you can get your Wobbuffets out of the active spot if need be. Maybe the Bumblebee if it gets stuck in the active spot. 4 VS Seekers to use supporters. 1 Hex Maniac to shut down all abilities until the end of your opponent's turn. So basically, I can't use the abilities anymore, and your opponent can't use the abilities. But we don't have any abilities except for Wobbuffet. So actually, this Hex Maniac is going to be used while you're attacking with Primal Groudon. You're going to Hex Maniac, then Gaia Volcano, knockout stuff, and then your opponent can't use any abilities, which is great, and I really do like the Hex Maniac a lot, because it's like having a Garbodor online the whole time that they can't Tool Scrapper away or anything like that, which is great. So Hex Maniac is definitely a cool card in the deck. For Karina, and this is your main, I guess, soul, your main butter, whatever you want to call it. Karina, you're going to search deck for a fighting Pokemon and an item card. Of course, you're going to search for Groudon, Primal Groudon, and whatever fighting card you need for the turn. 2 Light Center, bring a Pokemon off the bench to the active spot. 2 end, you gotta play some more draw support or supporter cards just in case. You play 4 Juniper, but sometimes that's not enough. Maybe you could switch 1/1 Colors in. I'm not sure how great that is. 1 Pokemon Scintillating, and of course, if like I said 2 days ago, if you play Scintillating, she has to be full art. You gotta play full art Scintillating, and if you don't know, you gotta play the pink sleeves. Pink Dragon Shells are the way to go. So they match the Pokemon Scintillating, which is great. But it heals 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. And of course, you're going to use this Primal Groudon. Now, you can't be affected by lasers and that kind of stuff. But if you're playing against some deck that paralyzes paralyzes poison you, like let's say a Selgor, you can get rid of all those special conditions and maybe save you that way. But the cool thing about this is to heal the 60 damage, and we'll go over that why in a second, why that's a good effect. For Juniper, just a good card, 1 teammates, if somebody is knocked out, like a Robo Substitute or Wobbuffet or even Primal Groudon, search your deck for 2 cards and put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. Now they have to be knocked out by a Pokemon. You can play this card only if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Never mind, it seems like it could be. I thought at first it was just for if they were knocked out poisoned. I think it was poison. I think poison still counts. Yeah, it should still count. I'm trying to debate on the ruling. Yeah, it should. Yeah, I'm 99% positive. If for some reason you're not sure, or somebody was to chime in and say that you could, the only reason why I was like, maybe it doesn't work during your turn. But poison never really comes up because Groudon can be affected by lasers. But the reason I was saying this is because if technically when your turn ends, their turn ends, that's when poison. I don't know. It's just a weird ruling. I think it's fine. You can teammates if you're poisoned, but regardless, if a Robo Sub or a Wobbuffet or Bunnelby is knocked out, then you can use teammates. I'm like 99% positive you can always use teammates when a Pokemon is knocked out during your opponent's last turn. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just being silly. One Zerosic to get rid of a tool or special energy from anywhere. Not just from your side of the field. Like if they do put a head ring on your Primal Groudon, you can Zerosic it off. Or no, I lied. Don't listen to what I just said because you cannot Zerosic your Primal Groudon because it's not affected by Sporter cards. What am I thinking? I don't know. It's mostly, I'm not gonna lie, it's mostly used to discard DCs off Scythetoads early game if need be, and if they do put a head ringer on a Groudon early game, I really don't see Zerosic being that great of a card in here. I would probably cut it overall. 2 Silent Labs, touchdown, just more shutting down abilities. It seems like they focused on shutting down all abilities. You know, each basic Pokemon to play in their hand, discard piles, has no abilities. So not only do we have the Wobbuffet, we have the Hex Maniac, we have Silent Lab as well. But the Silent Lab is just going to get blown up by God Volcano because you have to discard the Stadium card. So maybe it's more for early game if you can't get out Wobbuffet. True Tropical Beach, which is cool. Because what you can do is turn 1, when you put down a Groudon and you can't Primal Evolve because you can't Primal Evolve on your first turn, you can just Beach for 7 if you have it in your hand. The only other card you might want to in this deck is Fighting Stadium. I think that's what it's called. Plus 20 damage from your fighting Pokemon to the opponent's active. And that way, if you're missing that crucial 20 damage, you can have it that way, which is great. And it still takes effect because you have the 20 damage and then it gets blown away or blown up, so that's why it's still cool to have it. 1 Float Stone to give your Wobbuffets for your treat, and 2 Focus Sash. Now Focus Sash, if it says, you know, if this fighting Pokemon is full HP, it would be knocked out. Instead of being knocked out, it has 10 HP instead, and then you discard this card. So one thing your opponent could do is maybe like Sky Return a Groudon and then try to one-shot you some way. Maybe with like an Evoltol or anything. But what you could do is Center Lady that 30, 50, whatever damage off from the Sky Return. Center Lady, and now you're back to full HP. You have the Focus Sash still on your Groudon, which is good to go. It's one tactic some players are trying to use when they play against Groudon. You know, you poke the Groudon with Shaman, and then you take the knockout because now Focus Sash is not working. But if you play Center Lady, you can heal that damage off and you'll be A-okay. 1 Heart Charm. And this just do reduced by 20 damage. If you're playing against a deck that does not one-shot you, you could just attach a Hard Charm to a Primal Groudon, and that means, you know, now instead of doing 60, they're doing 40 or whatever. They're not doing so much damage like against Donphin. They're never going to one-shot you, so their Hard Charm is just constantly just minus 20, minus 20, minus 20, because there's no way they can get rid of it. They can't use Zerosic. Like I said earlier, I'm sorry. I know some people will be like, you said that's Zerosic, and I'm like, no, I said I took it back. I promise. I just made a mouth typo, whatever you call it. But you know, minus 20 damage, and then we play 4 Strong Energy and 7 Fighting Energy. Of course, the Strong Energy do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So now Guile Volcano can do 220, 240, 260, 280, depending on how many Strong Energies are on this Groudon. And I've always loved Groudon since Kevin Baxter was like, yo, play this in Florida Regionals. And I was like, okay, Dad. And I did fairly well with Primal Groudon. And since then, I fell in love with the deck. Kevin Baxter played it all last year. Kind of gave hope on it this year since Vespiquen's such a big deck. That's definitely its worst matchup. But everything else seems A-okay. It seems like it has okay matchups throughout the board except for Vespiquen. But hopefully during this video, I know the introduction was kind of long. Let's watch these videos and let's see, do you like this new PTCGO update or not? Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, playing against Magna Ryu 74. And look at this new... Oh, hold on. Call the coin flip. Heads, can you please... Oh, I won the coin flip. We need to make this crazy animation go away. And yes, of course, we would like to go first. And look at our new... Whoa, this kind of looks weird. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely different. I'm not sure if I like it or not. That's the big thing. Where are our price cards? Come on, price cards. Come out to us. Our Pokemon card is so big, but our Why is this so small? Everything else is humongous except. Okay, I mean, why is this? Oh man. Okay, so Zapdos. Wow, our hand is terrible. Look at these cards pop up. This is such a weird thing. Okay, well, Juniper. Look a little. Whoa! I want to play the Juniper. There we go. This is so weird. Okay. I guess we don't have anything turn once, so we will end our turn. Okay, this is very, very different. I'm not sure how much I like this. Um, did my opponent just touch an energy? Did he just touch? Is that an energy card? Yep, that's an energy card. We see Charon drawn 3 cards. Charon. All right, so we see a Charon come down. Why did? How do I make this big? Okay. Just trying to play with what is this Pokemon? A Dynamo with the water splash. Okay, great. What is that? What is that? What does 6 mean? Why is this? Why is this here? Oh, there's how many cards are in their hand? What? Oh no, there's how many prize cards we have left. Okay, all right. Very okay. There's a Kangaskhan coming down as well. Okay. I'm just so confused right now with all this new animations and all this fun stuff. And whoa, this is Drill Peck for 20. He jumped up the air and smacked me with the Drill Peck. Alright, so here Karina, okay, I guess we have to play it like that. This is very different. We'll grab a Groudon and probably a Verse Seeker for the next turn to reuse the Karina. Also say there better be cards in there. Alright, so we'll grab the Verse Seeker, click done. Put down the Groudon. Fighting energy. It's kind of weird how like, whoa, look, whoa, it's like flying in the air. Whoa, where's it gonna go? It's gonna go on this Groudon, but you really can't tell unless you see this little dot. Hard Charm onto the Groudon as well, and I guess we'll just end our turn. The next turn we can attach another fighting energy, Karina for a Groudon, and maybe a Mega Turbo. Then the next turn we can Mega Turbo, Juniper, discard everything, and we can have a Groudon ready to go. This is definitely a weird new experience in Pokemon. There used to be a game called Tabletop Simulator, and this is definitely what it looks like. The way you can like pick up the cards and how they float, like kind of like Aladdin style Magic Carpet Ride kind of thing going on. Look at our, okay, so these must be the deck boxes. We got a purple and brown one to represent Wobbuffet and Groudon. I know this game is not too exciting. I'm just basically showing it to show off the new Pokemon layout, which is definitely it's definitely there. It's definitely weird. It's definitely something. I wish we had an option to go back to where we were, because I actually think this is a step behind currently. But they receive a Verse Seeker, grabbing the Charon, Baron, Charon. Okay, probably see, yep, there's Charon getting 3 cards. Alright, so 3 cards goes into his hand. So no Life Center this turn. He can still use like Escape Rope if he wants to, or a Catcher to bring up the Groudon. But I mean, right now it seems like we're going to have this game in the bag. We'll kind of just show how Groudon kind of works. And I just kind of want to have my first initial reaction to the new Pokemon TCG layout. It's definitely different. What do you think about this? Like I said, this is the deck box. This is how many prize cards are left. 6 and 6 are coins, and then the active Pokemon are humongous. And it's cool because you don't have to click on them; they kind of just automatically pop up. Same with the opponent's Pokemon as you hear. There's not even clicking going on. Even with these, you don't have to click. You just kind of hover over them. They kind of just pop up. Like I can't see or something. Like, oh, there's a giant Juniper. It's definitely strange, but whatever. We see a lightning energy go down to Thunderous. It has fighting weakness. It's going to get one-shotted regardless if we have a stadium out or not. And there we see a Drill Peck. The Zapdos jumps in the air and pecks us in the head. We're up to 40, and there's the little damage counters. I'm not sure if I like that either, but we will get a strong energy. Attach it to the Groudon. There's a little Hard Charm as well. It looks like a little, what is that? A little rich. So here we'll Verse Seeker. Put down the Verse Seeker, grabbing the Karina. Done. And here we'll just Karina. Put it down. There we go. putting down the Karina and grabbing a Primal Groudon and a Mega Turbo. Now the deck only plays 2 Mega Turbos, which I'm not really fans of, because if you go through 2 Primal Groudons, you basically kind of lose. But I don't think anything is really going to one-shot us. We'll put down the Primal Groudon. I just want to click it and let it be put down. And whoa, there's a new Mega Evolve. Okay. Yep. Okay. I don't know why that's new. I've definitely Mega Evolved multiple times. I guess maybe since it's a new patch that it has to show that. I'm not sure. Okay, but next turn we have the switch. We got the Mega Turbo. We got the Fighting Energy. We can switch into the Primal Groudon. Knockout. Well, currently we're not knocking out the Zapdos. We're doing 140 because, or we're doing 100 because 120 because the Strong Energy, but then Resistance brings it down to 100. So currently we are not one-shotting the Zapdos, but if we get a Stadium, we can use Gaia Volcano Force Full Power, do 200 damage. And that's gonna be another interesting thing to look at is how. Oh, let me see. That was a cool little animation. Is it double Lysander? Okay, it was double Lysander. I was making sure it wasn't a glitch. I was like, what? Why did teammates popped up? But there's teammates in my hand. They've seen Electros with his moving the energies any way it wants to. Or moves it to the active Pokemon any way it wants to. Alright, so I'm wondering to see. I want to know what the new stadium looks like. Supposedly that's different too. That's cool how the card like kind of spins. I wonder if we can turn that animation off. Let's see. This is probably the only game where you see all this animations. If I could turn it off, I'll definitely look after this game to see if there's a way to turn it off. Because right now, I've done the best looking. I think I went the fastest though. And then we see another drill pack for 20 damage onto our Wobbuffet. Wow, the 60 has like a star. It's definitely weird. But I wonder what like. Okay, switch. Switch that guy. Fighting Energy. Mega Turbo. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, wait. So like a 60 is a star. I wonder what everything else is. Like, it's 200, like a red explosive exclamation mark because something's dying almost. Well, there's Juniper. Looking for a kind of stadium card to blow up the Zapdos. Don't let me down, Juniper. Wow, we were let down. We were let down for sure. We'll put down the Wob. Glowstone, a Wob. Double Robo Sub. Guess. Put down the Robo Subs. Put it. Why are you struggling? Putting. Oh, so actually you have to place the Robo Subs out like I'm playing a trainer card, and they get put down on the bench. Wow. Okay, that's a new way to attack. That's definitely weird. And a little Gaia Volcano only does. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my goodness! That was amazing! Oh my goodness, what is going on? That's a strange thing. Okay, so we see the Thundurus gets, is that a Dragon Energy? Oh, now it doesn't have weakness! Oh, Flash Energy makes it where it doesn't have weakness, so we'll need, we will need a Stadium to knock out the Thundurus. But we can't just license the Kangaskhan and take a knockout on it if we want to. The Voltage, okay, they receive an Energy, whatever. Electros, why? Look at Electros, he's turned sideways like that. You may discard all energy. Okay, as often as you like during your turn. Hey, I'm trying to read that card. Pokemon. As often as you like during your turn before you attack, you may move a basic energy card attached to one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. And they receive a Raging Thunder. This attack does 40 damage to one of your opponent's to one of your Pokemon. Alright, so we get a Bunnelby. Sure, put that down. Maybe we can use it to get back our what is it? I'll put a Fighting Energy on. Back our Mega Turbos. There we go. So here we'll just Gaia Volcano, knock out the Zapdos. And my opponent can use this Thundurus to do 30, and then 30 more damage. And whoa, that's a new prize animation screen. So we'll take a prize, and there's a Silent Lab. So next turn, we can potentially knock out the Thundurus. We have... How much HP do we have left? Well, I mean, it's 140, I can tell that, but why is it not popping up? I want to see... Okay, there we go. When I right-clicked it, it shows this whole new thing. We can see the Groudon, you can see the Primal Groudon, the Heart Charm, you can see the hit points. Okay, that's pretty different for sure. But here we see Thundurus come up in the act spot, and my opponent's turn. Okay, Now, we got the Silent Lab, we got Volcano, knock out the Thunders for sure. So they receive an energy attachment. The Headlock will do 30. Flip a coin if has attack does 30 more damage. Then minus 20 because the Hard Charm, so 40. And then we'll have 100 HP left. And did my opponent just use a Shaman? Yeah, that's a Shaman, okay. Some of the cards aren't loaded yet, especially the new Breakthrough cards. They won't be loaded straight away. You see their Shaman finally popping up. It's because they had to, when you download the game, you have to basically reinstall it again. On my end, I did, so that all the cards aren't loaded all the way. There we see a Headlock, Tails, only doing 10 damage. Why, are we paralyzed? Oh my goodness, we are paralyzed. Alright, guess we'll Silent Lab, Burst Seeker. We're just gonna go for Karina. Yeah, we'll grab a Karina. I think there should be a switch in the deck. I know there's a escape rope in there. I'm pretty sure we saw that. We'll just grab a Groudon. And we will grab a switch if it's in the deck. We can switch into the Robo Sub. There's a switch. We can switch, not switch to Robo Sub. We can switch to the Wobbuffet with the Float Stone and then retreat out of it so that way we're not paralyzed anymore and we can knock out this Thundurus. So we're percent of the Wobbuffet. There we go. And then how do we retreat? Okay, I guess that's how we're retreating. Okay, so we'll set up the Groudon. And we will Guile Volcano for 220. There we go. Take that. The Guile Volcano screen looks fairly cool, I'm not going to lie. So take 2 more prize cards. We have 3 prize cards left. And they receive a Strong Energy, a Tropical Beach, so we can knock out whoever we want next turn. I think we're okay to win this game for sure. I mean, this Zapdos can come up and do 0 damage because the Hard Charm. The Voltorb does 0 damage. He gets triple draw with Kangaskhan. He can do 10 damage with the Shaman. The Electros needs at least 4 energy, so it's not going to attack next turn unless my opponent plays. I'm not even sure how he'd get enough energies down that turn to take a knockout. But like I said before, what do you think of this new animations and this new screen? Basically, did the playmat change colors? It looks like it changed colors. It could be crazy. But look at our double star. Like, Wobbuffet has 1 star. I want to show. Oh, get him, Cammy! Give him that band hammer. No, but I want to show off the double star. Our Primal Groudon had a double star. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to win this game. Cammy's going to give us the victor screen. And there we go. Primal Groudon taking a win. And do we have a new animation for winning? Oh, we get it! Nope, no mystery gift. I lied. I'm sorry, guys. No mystery gift right now. Alright, so we get some power up thing. But there we go, we won 1 game. And another thing I don't like either about this new update is that friend request is right here. Usually this is where done is, but now it's a friend request, which I know I'm going to click so many times just hitting friend request where I thought done was. But of course, we're going to see a real game with this deck when I film one. I just kind of want to give my first reaction to this new PTCGO thing. It's definitely different. What do you think about it? But here in a second, we'll see a new, I guess, a real match with Primal Groudon, and hopefully it's competitive. But I'm not gonna say thanks for watching. We'll see the new video or the next game here in a second. All right, you're playing against K-Suit 163, playing a Psychic Fairy deck. I'm not sure how to get rid of this animation from the start. It's definitely I don't know, it's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, my opponent is going first. The first player cannot attack on their first turn. Of course, we know that by now. If you're new to Pokemon, you can't attack on your first turn. And I've tried to figure out how to disable all these animations, and I can't seem to figure it out. Okay, so we mulligan. We got a Wobbuffet. We got the Karina. So very good turn 1 for us right now. And let's see, what does my opponent have for us today on Pokemon Land? We see a mulligan draw. And okay, so you see a Xerneas and a Klefki. We see a Heart Charm going down onto the Xerneas. See a Fairy Energy attached to it. And probably just a pass. Yep. So our turn. We will Karina. Putting that down. Grabbing the Groudon. And I'm debating, do we grab a Heart Charm? Okay. No, what we're going to do here is grab a Professor letter. We'll keep the letter in our hand. I'll show you what we're going to do next turn. Put down the Groudon, attach a fighting energy in. We will end our turn. My opponent has one turn to Life Center up this Groudon to take a knockout. But what we can do next turn is Verse Seeker, grab a Primal Groudon and a Computer Search, Professor Letter for 2 energies. And they receive a Geomancing in 2 energies. And with that, we can Computer Search away Fighting Energy. The next turn, we can Mega Turbo attach. And then we can start swinging by turn 2. So we see a Geomancy, getting 2 Fairy Energies, 1 on Klefki, and 1 on the Florges. Oh, now we draw into Tropical Beach, but here with Professor Letter, getting 2 fighting energies. Just hopefully Computer Search is in the deck. I didn't check to see. The deck doesn't play any Ultra Balls, which is kind of weird. It's kind of your only way to put energies in the discard pile besides the Computer Search. So Karina grabbing a Primal Groudon, and hopefully grabbing the Computer Search. Okay, oh, yeah, Computer Search is in the deck. So we will Computer Search, discard, play down Computer Search, we'll discard the Fighting. Okay, and we'll discard the Juniper. Did I pick the right 2 cards? Okay, Fighting and Juniper. And here we will grab a Strong Energy. Put down the Strong Energy on the Groudon, and we will just Primal Evolve. And what can happen next turn is if we can somehow, if we draw into a Floatstone, we can retreat, we can free retreat the Wobbuffet, bring out the Florges, and knock it out. But if we don't, we can just put a Fighting Energy in Tropical Beach, or maybe Juniper in Tropical Beach. There's a lot of different options, but here we just see another Geomancy. My opponent needs to get out his Spritzies, or she needs to get out her Spritzies to evolve into Aromatisse, to start getting energy Pokemon out. But they see a Fairy Energy go down to the Florges. We draw into another Mega Turbo. So what I'm actually going to do is Mega Turbo, attach one there, Fighting Energy, Tropical Beach, and we will actually just Beach for 4. There we go, 4 cards. And next turn, what we can do is Karina. Well, we have an option. We get Karina for another Groudon and maybe like a Focus Sash. And so we could try to get 2 Primal Groudons loaded up. And then we see a Tropical Beach get bumped, a Fairy Garden comes down. Then we see a Shauna shuffle their hand into the deck and draw 5 cards. Now, if my opponent decides to go aggressive this turn and attack with Florges, that would definitely be a misplay. There we see a Spritzy come down. But not that's a Swirlix, not a Spritzy. She needs a Spritzy, so that way she can use the Aromatisse to move around the energies. There we go. But my opponent can retreat the Xerneas. It does have a Hard Charm, which doesn't make any difference with the Groudon. When you see a pass on my opponent, it's kind of weird that she decided not to even use, not even to use, what is it, a Geomancy for the turn, just to thin the deck out. But here we will Karina. I keep forgetting that we need to place the Karina down to actually use it. Grab a Groudon. Groudon. Alright, and I guess we'll grab a Focus Sash. Yeah, we'll grab a Focus Sash. That seems okay. We have another Verse Seeker for next turn. We'll grab a Focus Sash. Put down the Groudon. We will Focus Sash it just in case my opponent decides to Life Center up and put down a Skyfield and try to knock it out. Put down the Tropical Beach. And we will Beach. How do we Beach? There we go, we Beach. Oh, we see a blinking yellow icon. What does that mean? What does this mean? Why are we blinking yellow question mark? Not sure. Okay, so we see a Fan Club. My opponent's going to get down 2 Fairy Pokemon. Why? What's that blinking question mark? Okay, there's a Gardevoir. So it is a Gardevoir deck, but my opponent has yet to put down a Spritzy. I think next turn we're going to knock out the Gardevoir, though. I'm definitely... That's the card almost... Okay, there's the blinking thing's gone. Whatever. That a 1 energy. There we see a Verse Seeker. Grabbing a Shauna. Oh, yeah, I'm going to Mega Evolve first. I'm not going to Life Center next turn. I'm just going to Mega Evolve. But there we see another Geomancy. Probably going to get out 2 Fairy Energies. One goes on to the Florges. And where's the other one going? To the Gardevoir, okay? Okay. So we have an option, like I said. We can either Life Center up the Gardevoir, take a knockout. I think what I'm going to do is just... Hex Maniac doesn't even matter, really, either. No, I'm not going to Juniper Pokemon. Don't try to tell me what to do. If we Hex Maniac, then they can use their abilities regardless. Yeah, I'm just going to Primal Evolve. Let's just Primal Evolve, end our turn. And the next turn we can switch, Lyson, or bring out the Gardevoir, take a knockout. Even if it does a Mega Evolve, we can knock it out, which I think it's cool to have 2 Groudons ready to go. And if they do decide to knock out this one, we have the option to Mega Turbo, attach, and be good to go. We see a Shauna from our opponents. I guess my opponent doesn't want to play Sycamores or in. Trying to see your discard. How do I see your discard, Paulo? Excuse me, ma'am. Alright, okay, it's a left click, not a right click. So left click. Oh, and an enhanced hammer comes down, but you can't enhance hammer Primal Groudon because of the Delta barrier. So remember that. We see a retreat into the Florges. It will knock out the Wobbuffet. Then we see a Bright Garden. 100. Whoa, that looks amazing. But still, I kind of wish we would turn off the animations. We'll bring up the Groudon. And our turns, okay? So let's see. We have the option to either knock out the Florges or knock out the Gardevoir. Currently, this Primal Groudon does not have a Focus Sash, which is the only thing that kind of concerns me. So what I'm going to do is license up this Gardevoir. Okay, so we'll license the Gardevoir, and we will just Gaia Volcano for the knockouts. Boom! 220 damage! Take that! And we'll take 2 prize cards. We're looking for an energy. That's not an energy, and that's not an energy. Great. That's exactly what I want to see. So my opponent's turn. They can use Bright Garden. It'd be 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Looks like the Love Ball is going to finally get her a Spritzy. Nope, a Cottony. I guess we're not playing any Spritzes in our deck, so there's Cottony come down. Another energy goes down to the Xerneas. And we see a Bright Garden for 120. So what do we do our turn? Huh. There's the teammates, which... Not really looking forward to play that card. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. What can... No, I don't want a Juniper Pokemon. Stop telling me to Juniper. I don't want to do that. Okay, so we have 120 left. If we knock out the Florges... So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Verse Seeker, and hopefully Hard Charm is in the deck. For Karina. Okay. Grab the Karina, play that down, and we are looking for whatever, I guess a Groudon works. But we are looking for a Hard Charm, and that way the only way my opponent can knock me out next turn, okay, go the Hard Charms in here, is if they have a Muscle Band and or a Skyfield and 2 more Pokemon. So we'll Hard Charm the active. And now we will just... Oh, no, don't do Gaia Volcano yet. We got a Silent Lab first. And then use the Gaia Volcano. There we go. Okay, make sure we did it correctly. Okay, so we see the Florges gets knocked out, 220 to it. We'll take 2 more prize cards. We are looking for a Stadium card for next turn. There's a Fighting Energy and a Focus Sash. Okay. We see okay, this Florges comes to Act Spot. But we know right now that this Florges cannot knock us out. So if my opponent decides to put down a Fairy Garden and retreat into Xerneas, that'd be very silly. But they originally see a Bright Garden for 80. We have 200 HP. We don't have a triple star, which kind of stinks. Let's see. We got 3 Juniper. We got 1 Silent Lab, 2 Tropical Beach, so 1 Silent Lab is left in the deck. We attach a Fighting Energy to this guy. Okay. Do we just Juniper and go for it? What to do? You know, I see you, Juniper. I see you jumping at me. So, we're going to put down Groudon first. We'll keep Groudon in hand. We're just going to Juniper. Just Juniper everything away. Hopefully we get some Robo Subs, maybe some energy, but hopefully just a Stadium card to end the game. And there is a Stadium card. If we didn't get the Stadium card, what we could do is put down Robo Sub. When this guy gets knocked out, we could promote another Robo Sub and power up the bench Groudon, which is great. But there we get the Silent Lab. Putting that down, and here we will use the Gaia Volcano for another 220 damage. There we go, and we win the game against this Fairies deck. Our last 2 prize cards are Wobbuffet and Strong Energy. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Like I said before in the video before, or not video before, the game before, what do you think about this new animation? Do you like it? Do not like it. I'm definitely on the fence right now. It's definitely something weird. I wish we had the option to turn it off. And if there is an option, please let me know. I would love to know how to turn off this animations to make it kind of speed up, because it definitely takes more time out of the game when we're doing that. You know, you have to click all these different buttons, especially the coin flip at the beginning. That is too much just spinning over and over again. It's definitely kind of annoying. But thanks for watching. I hope you have a great Thursday. Alrighty, bye.